Courage, the virtue many have tried to define for millennia, the value we sing about in our battle songs, the quality every man aspires to embody. Since the dawn of time, this trait was on the tongue of many, and through stories of the past you can form a basic idea of what courage represents, which is somewhat of a balance between fear and recklessness. A cowardly man is crippled by fear in moments when things shouldn't be feared at all, while a reckless man takes unnecessary risks with excessive confidence in the face of danger. A man that is courageous fears what should be feared, but endures his fears with confidence for the right reason, acting nobly despite his fears in order to maintain his honor, his word, and his integrity. When such a man displays his courage in action, he will inspire others to dare more for noble causes, despite their fears and doubts, touching their souls to endure the most harsh, cruel, and bitter challenges. Have you ever wished, friend, to become such a courageous man? Have you ever hoped to have the courage to endure all the great trials and tests that you will face in your life? Have you ever wondered if courage is something that you are born with, or is it a trait that you can build for yourself? And if it were so, is courage something abstract and general, or are there many types of courage that you can cultivate? Courage, just like willpower, is like a muscle. It can be strengthened or weakened through your actions and through your daily efforts. With the small decisions that you make every day, you can sharpen your courage so that when you are faced with big challenges in your life, your fears won't take over, paralyzing you into inaction. If you want to become a more courageous man, to be a bit more daring and bold in your life, to be able to stand for your values and beliefs when challenged, here are a few points to consider when trying to build a courageous spirit. Physical courage is normally the type of courage that comes to mind most often when you will think about this virtue. You are inspired and humbled by stories of brave soldiers, firemen, and police officers who are willing to risk their physical safety when called upon to face a crisis, to save the lives of others. Hoping for yourself to be ready and willing to do the same in a similar situation will not be enough to build your courage. You need to prepare yourself in advance before such events occur. Even if you have a courageous heart, if you're the type of man that can't walk up the stairs without getting tired, you're not going to be up for the task when duty calls. Take the first step, friend, toward building your physical courage and get yourself in the best possible physical shape. Ask yourself some questions. Can you pull yourself up a bar? Can you swim a kilometer? Can you sprint for several minutes at a time? Can you carry another person on your back? And then get to work. Remember that a strong body is not sufficient. You can prepare yourself as much as possible for dire events, but when you face desperation, when you are pushed to your limits, and when panic and confusion are everywhere around you, your mind can break before your body. Discipline yourself by pushing through painful and uncomfortable situations whenever you have the chance. Learn to take a punch in the face and then go for more. Push your limits in training way beyond your comfort zone. Run barefoot in the snow wearing summer clothes. Build your body and your mind to be able to perform in harsh conditions. We live in challenging times and we face new problems constantly. It will take men who have the courage to think boldly and to endure social penalties from friends, family, and peers because of their ideas to solve such problems. On your quest for truth, you will need to develop your intellectual courage to be able to run against the prejudices of your time. The first step to developing intellectual courage is to become a devoted learner. Read and study ideas from different eras and with different points of view. Observe how every time period believes that the way they think and view the world is the most just, truthful, and advanced way possible, and notice how some principles that guided societies changed dramatically, while others remained the same, having only a different context. Learn not to fear what others think of your ideas and build your confidence through knowledge. If you are a student, do not passively accept whatever you are told. Think critically, ask questions, dig deeper. If you see a problem in your relationship or community, instead of cynically complaining about it, have the courage to come up with a solution, unafraid of being challenged back. The power to follow what you believe to be right regardless of the cost to yourself and without regard for the disapproval of others is called moral courage. It only takes a moment of reading the newspaper to see that we are surrounded by big moral problems, from political and economic corruption on one side of the globe, to poverty and genocide on the other side of the world. Keep in mind, friend, that the fight against injustice requires men who have the courage to rise above the trends of today's media and embrace sincere devotion to a noble cause. Moral courage means to stand up for your values and principles even if it is not convenient, and most of all when it could actually be to your detriment. To prepare yourself for times when your moral courage will be harshly tested, start by practicing what you preach in the small decisions of your everyday life. When you are tempted to lie to save your skin, don't do it. When you find a wallet with money in the park, return it. When you are pressured to reveal confidential details, keep your word and don't be a betrayer. Moral courage thrives on compassion, friend, so do your best to offer your skills to serve others and fight your selfish urges by doing what is right in every situation. Becoming a courageous man rests on your ability to take on risks and break from the comfortable prison of indifference and content. Pay attention to the ways in which your fears are holding you back from a great life and decide to tackle the unpleasant tasks that keep you in the small box of procrastination, fear, and selfishness. Build your courage, friend, and drop the mask of mediocrity that keeps you stuck in a life of carelessness and gratification. Become the man that does not mask his fears through inaction and build your courage to conquer them. The secret to experiencing moments of happiness and fulfillment in life is freedom, and the price for freedom is having the courage to act in moments of crisis, the courage to speak the truth in the face of injustice, and the courage to stand up for the noble values that serve you and the ones around you. When the pressure of your times will challenge everything you stand for, will you be able to stand and fight for what is right, or will you crumble in a corner, crippled by fears and doubts? Your choice may have an impact not only on you,